Hey there, everybody. Chief Meteorologist Tim Buckley back with you. It's 9 o'clock now. More of us are starting to see some rain across the area. We're going to chat about this over the next 10 or so minutes, show you what's going on, what you can expect the rest of the night tonight, and what you can expect going into tomorrow as rain chances continue a little bit here in the Carolinas. Thanks for joining us here on WFMY+. Let's get right to it. We're looking at the live radar across the Carolinas right now, and it's filling in some gaps. So what we're currently seeing, we can call this basically round two. Round one happened earlier this afternoon, around 1, 2, 3 o'clock or so, but now we're seeing that second batch. And this all came from the west. This is kind of what we're going to continue to track for you. We've got this batch of rain that's sliding by. There'll be another batch that kind of develops over here and moves our way later on overnight tonight. But the batch we're in right now is not a bad one to be in. We are seeing rain reported across most of the area. Still pretty warm. Temperatures are in the 60s, and the dew points are also in the 60s. So when we show you this, it can mean a couple things. It's often shown in the summertime because it'll approximate how comfortable it is. This is more so, I want to show this to you because the dew point is close to the air temperature, which means we're saturated, which is not something we've been able to do all that often in the midst of our horrible drought. So temperatures in the 60s, dew points in the 60s, that's a good place to be if you're trying to get some rainfall to kind of move across our area. This is a wider view of the Carolinas right now as we see the radar filling in some gaps in the action. Let's kind of go back into the Triad area and show you what's been falling across our region. So right now in Burlington, you're getting just a little bit of rainfall right now. There's not a ton coming down. In fact, we can look at the sky camera here and kind of see what's going on. It looks like very light rain, if anything, maybe not anything falling from the sky just yet. For our camera, which is right downtown in Burlington. Now, elsewhere, we can look at this and see what's happening in Greensboro, for example. We have some steady rain pushing our way right now. This is coming down at a decent clip. I was just outside here in the News 2 weather garden. This rain is reaching the ground okay, but it's not all that heavy. Similar idea here in Randolph County. We do have some heavier breaks, though, heavier bursts happening in places like Moxville. Winston-Salem seeing some rainfall at this time, too. In fact, we can pop a look at Winston to see what's going on over there. This is currently, we do have some rain coming down in Winston. So you can at least see for yourself that this rain is happening. It is a reality, and hopefully enough to kind of wet the surface. If you look closely, you can see some of those parking decks have some reflections going on. So, hey, at least we have some wet pavement to show you at the moment. So where are we going to be going from here? Well, we're not looking at anything super heavy at the moment with this round two. In the Charlotte area, they are keeping an eye on a couple showers and thunderstorms. In fact, this one right here in upstate South Carolina, that'll be one that they want to keep an eye on. It's approaching Gastonia. A little bit of rotation on that thing. Nothing crazy, but there's a little bit of something going on there. And these parts of South Carolina, upstate area, these areas, there's a little bit of a severe weather risk. So it's not a huge one, but there is at least a little bit of a severe weather risk down that way. They have some tornado risk also in this part of South Carolina. But again, we're not seeing that up in our neck of the woods. So we're mostly just seeing a rain risk and a rain opportunity for the rest of the night tonight. I got to tell you, it's been a really horrible night of weather already across the southeast. This is in the deep south now in Mississippi. They're having tornado warnings one after the other, and unfortunately, these are real tornadoes on the ground. This is what's called a tornado emergency for parts of Mississippi, and it's really just been horrible what's been going on down there. You can see that, again, this is in Mississippi, not in our area whatsoever, but this is a classic display of a horrible tornado crossing over Interstate 55 here in southern Mississippi. That's one of them. There are others that have been going on as well near Hattiesburg, Mississippi, or just south of Hattiesburg. So one after the other, that's the part of the system that's the strongest. And that's the one that's really not going to have a huge impact on us because it's just going to sidestep us off to the south. And here for us, we're just on the northern side, slightly cooler, not as energetic. And basically, we're just going to see some rounds of rainfall. So the question becomes, okay, well, we're getting round two right now. What do we look at for additional rain beyond this? Would we have more chances overnight? What about tomorrow? So let's dive into that part for you. Our model always updating here. We're always getting new information. This is where we are. So going through the 9 o'clock hour, it does continue to give us some rounds of rain as a possibility, and then it kind of has a bit of a flare-up. So the question is around midnight and beyond that, would we have a flare-up of activity going closer to that 2 a.m. time frame? Our model says yes, and I think it's worth watching and worth listening to, because it's been very persistent on this. There could be some really heavy rain overnight right along the cold front. So this is around 2, 3, 4, and 5 a.m. We could see some heavy action moving into our area. And then most of the day tomorrow, you're kind of watching this tapering off a little bit. That's what our model is seeing. So bottom line, that would mean lightish rain right now, but a flare-up overnight as the front gets a little bit closer. Let's look at a couple different opportunities, or a couple different ideas, I should say, a few different opinions on what could happen. This is a rapid refresh model, as it's called. This has us a little bit drier through midnight, and then, yeah, it does have some action developing closer to 2, 3, 4, and 5, but it keeps it a little bit farther south, and it's a little slower. So this would keep on giving us some rainfall through 8, 9, and 10 o'clock, and even through about 1 to 2 in the afternoon. So there's some major differences in opinion on how long the rain would last, and ultimately how much rain you would get. I think our model is probably too high with these totals, although it would be wonderful to see that happening. I'm just not quite sure we can do it. We don't have any wind to speak of at the moment. It is not breezy outside. It's not windy whatsoever. And as far as the timeline on tomorrow, one thing you want to know is that we do have on again, off again rain. If that cold front comes through early in the morning, we're not going to have all that much going on throughout the rest of the day. It'll stay fairly cloudy. Some sun breaks are possible toward the end of things, but overall, we are looking at scattered rainfall that could be a little heavy overnight, a little heavy tomorrow morning, and then it goes away. And it kind of tapers off as we go into the second half of the day on Tuesday. We badly need it. We haven't had very much rainfall in a long time. 1/4 inch, Easter. 1/2 inch, March. 1 inch, back in February. 2 inches, you have to go all the way back to last year. So it's been a while, and it's been a long time, and we certainly would like to see more of it. It goes without saying, or we continue to be in a drought. We know that. All of the state is in a severe drought, extreme drought, over half the state, including us around here. There's even a little category of exceptional drought that's starting to creep in near the Charlotte area. So it's about as bad as it gets. There is still room for it to get a little bit worse. We want it to get better, obviously, and so this would be one step toward that as we go forward. I will say it is going to get cold behind that cold front. That might sound silly, but you'll notice it. By Friday, the chill in the air will definitely be noticeable. So watch here. This is that cold front sliding about the area tomorrow. Once it passes through, we'll have much lower humidity for the second half of the day. And going into Thursday and Friday, Friday is when we start to dry out. And Friday morning is when we're cold. We'll be in the 40s to start the day there. And in the afternoon, we're only warming up into the upper 60s with some sunshine. So for the weekend, we start out on a dry note, a pleasant note for Friday. And I do think Saturday will be pretty much nice as well, and mainly dry. By Sunday and Mother's Day and into Monday, that's when we could start to see some rain chances creeping back into the forecast. So that'll be something for us to watch a little bit more carefully once we get to that point. But we're a little ways from that right now, and we'll, at the meantime, just kind of continue to watch the radar and hope and do a rain dance and, wish our best that we can see some good rain totals overnight tonight and into tomorrow. We at least want to get a 1/2 inch of rain, but we would like to get a lot more of that. I'm encouraged that hopefully what we're seeing up in Bluefield in West Virginia, hopefully that's going to be what ends up coming our way later on tonight, and that it just continues to strengthen. So enjoy the rain that you get overnight tonight. Hopefully it's good sleeping weather. Don't be shocked if you get some thunder out of this as well. There is that possibility. So all of those things we'll track for you. We'll have another update coming up at 10 o'clock and then on the news at 11 o'clock as well. We'll see you then. I'll leave you with a live radar.